outside for a few minutes with me while we just kind of do our official welcome to the new space and everything. So I do want to thank you all so much for coming out tonight and for being here to support us in this new venture that we are in the middle of. So thank you. This whole process has been about 3 years in the making. We found out a little less than 3 years ago now that we were going to have to move. It was a little bit of a rocky road, had some starts and some stops and some switches, but all of that's okay because it helps us learn. Like the Olympics that are on, we beat our hurdles. You're welcome. You're welcome. But in joking about that, some of the things is, Glass Access came through, COVID, we came through, figuring out the world around us, how to teach glass when you can't actually put your mouth on a blow hose, things like this. We came through that stronger than ever, got this news, started on the process, and knew we had what we were going to need to make this happen. So that part has been really exciting. When we found out we were moving, I'm going to do several shout outs tonight. People are going to get angry because I probably didn't warn them that it was coming, but that's what it is. When we first found out we were going to need to move, the very first call I made was to this man right here. This is Trent Smith. He is the executive director of the Franklinton Board of Trade. And I called, thank you, absolutely. And when I said, hey, we have to move, but I don't really want to move away, I want to stay here, he goes, well, let's see what we can do to help make that happen. And even then, when I said, well, okay, I don't think we're going to get to stay in Franklinton, we're going to go somewhere, he goes, I've just deemed you Franklinton adjacent, so you can stay and have fun. But it was really important to us to stay here in Franklinton, to be part of this community that we kind of helped build when we moved to Franklinton in 2014. So he has been invaluable every step of the way here, so my huge thanks to Trent. One of the things we wanted to do with this, we've had again, it's been a strange road up and down with what we're doing, but one of the things that we wanted to, I don't want to say fix, but one of the things we really wanted to do was better show who we are now and where we've grown from. There's a lot that we have put into this. Some of our artists have been around since the beginning. Some are just getting started, but we really want to put a face on them and also the face we present to the world. So as part of a process, it kind of started as a brainchild between our former board president, Courtney, who we'll talk about later. And we said, I get a phone call a week saying, do you replace windshields? No, I don't replace windshields. And I think people didn't necessarily know what it is. So we went through a long process where we polled our staff, we polled our volunteers, and we really wanted to put a new face on who we are. So I guess we can do a drum roll because this will be the fun part of what we're doing. So I'm going to ask Alex and Rose here to do this. But now that we are reopening here in this new space, this new start for us, fingers crossed that it just pulls down nicely. It will. I believe in them. Slow and strong. We will now be known as the Columbus Glass Art Center, everyone. Wonderful. It works perfectly. So we are really, really excited about this. We've been through kind of a long process with this new logo as well. Our huge thanks to Lucy Shearer, who is a wonderful artist here in town. She's a graphic designer. She's a muralist. You've seen her around. She is fantastic. So she did this, kind of showing a softer side of who we are, a more professional side of who we are. But really, part of what we do, our mission here, is to celebrate the art and science of glass. And one of the ways we do that is sharing science facts. So, school isn't in, but now if you're a kid, you're getting a science lesson. We actually chose these colors very specifically. If you're a working glass artist, you've probably held one of your pieces in front of a polariscope. It's a couple of lenses that if you put glass in between it, you can see if the glass itself is stable, if there are any cracks, if there are any parts where the glass isn't agreeing nicely with itself. If you do that, though, you will see colors like this in that polariscope. So even the color behind us means something to us. And we've got a couple different versions of this as well. So you'll get to see a little more of that later as well. Along with this, as of 6 p.m. tonight, we have a new website. You can now find us at columbusglassartcenter.org. If you forget that and type in Glass Access, it's going to go right to it. My new friend Gary, right over there in the red shirt, is one of our working glass artists. He's one of our members, and he said, hey, I do IT stuff. Do you want some help? Dear God in heaven, yes. So I handed it all over to him, and he's been amazing helping us all the way through this. So you can do on that. It's a fully new operational website, new ways to see things. You can do that. We are going to be adding classes as we go. Our first stained glass class is happening tomorrow, and it will be here in our new building. We're really excited about that. We'll have fused and torch classes starting September 1st, and the hot shop will be back open for classes on October 1st. Let's see. The other thing I want you to do, not knowing we all kind of have our phones out, the first Thursday in October, third. Yeah. We are doing our grand opening, our official grand opening, where we will have everything up and going. We're going to do that as a kickoff to our annual pumpkin patch, which we do every year. And then that leads into us packing all that up, renting a U-Haul and driving down to Circleville for the Circleville Pumpkin Show. We're going to be doing all those things again this year. So if you have a chance, we will be putting out lots of things about that. So we'd love to see you all back if you'd like to do that. A couple more of the shout outs I have to do, and I am starting absolutely and unequivocally with the staff that is standing here with me right now. This would not have been possible. Absolutely not. When we first found out, it started, Courtney and I found out, and I said, and she goes, we have to go see some of the other glass centers so we know really what we want to look for and everything. And she said, but we can't, and she goes, but we need to take someone who, who we can ask questions to. And she goes, yeah, but we don't want anyone to know yet that we're doing this. I'm like, it's fine. I'm going to tell Alex we're going on a road trip. She can't ask any questions and just come with me. And she goes, okay. She did. It lasted about 12 seconds before we just filled her in because it was easier. But so we visited some different glass centers to really get a sense of what we wanted to be, what we wanted to grow into. So we did that. But it did start with these people here with me. Alex Fresh is our assistant director. She's also one of our glass instructors and one of our working glass artists here. Rose McVeigh-Succi, right here. She's actually our longest tenured staff member. She's been here since she was in college at Ohio State. She's been working with us in one way or another since then. And Maddie Cano, who's over here to my right, she's our graphic designer. She does a lot of our social media stuff, kind of wherever we need her. The one person who isn't here, who also was integral to this whole situation, is our technician, which is Brian Alloway. He has done a lot of the things. He has unhooked the things. He is rehooking up the things. He is getting it all ready. And then the person who we talk to every single time you call our office, and that would be Anita Rigsby Such right over here, who also has been just one of these people who I say, here's a weird thing you have to do. And she goes, okay. And so I appreciate that. The other thing that I absolutely couldn't do this without also is the support of our board here. They have been behind us every step of the way, getting us ready to move over, getting us ready for the name change, getting us ready for the fundraising and the financing we were going to need to do. So if you are one of my board members, if you could just wave your hand so people can look around, I would appreciate that. Ashley, Alex, Julie, Ken, Larry, Angelina, because she's right there, because I definitely, yes. I'm so sorry. But the one other thing is that one of the other people we absolutely could not have done this without was our previous board president. Her name is Courtney Marks. She passed away in February. It was a really, really devastating, traumatic thing to go through in the middle of this. She was supposed to be here tonight. She was supposed to be standing beside me doing this. So, and I finally hit me, you guys. All right, there we go. But it would not have happened without her help early on, because she just was kind of this rock behind what we needed at the time. A couple other people that I just have to thank. One of them is, he disappeared, David Chu. He's around here somewhere. He's a great beard. There he is. Dave works for Hanlon Rinaldi Construction, and they came out with us on several site visits early on. They were kind of a, yes, this will work. No, you can't afford this. Yes, do this. Yes, try this. And they were amazing to work with early on. But he's kind of been there every step of the way as well, especially when I was like last night, couldn't figure out how to do that pulley thing down that we just did. He was like, I got you. So, and he did. It worked perfectly. We again, I'm gonna thank him again, because I just can't help myself. Franklinton Board of Trade has been amazing. The networking we have done with those folks has really helped us through a lot of things, where it's here's a bank you can talk to, here's a a finance person you can talk to. They helped us a lot every step of the way as well. So again, my thanks there. We made an unusual friend in our next door neighbor at the old location. It's a guy named Andy Perry. He has actually been working with us a lot to help us. They're doing a short-term lease on the old building because they're not quite sure what's happening with it now. But he has graciously kind of stepped in and said, hey, I need some space too, let's share it. And this just makes your life a little easier. So my thanks absolutely to him as well. And then Angel Grun, is Angel here yet? I think she was, anyway, Angel was another one that when we first did this, we really wanted to finally purchase our own building. We didn't want to be kicked out again. And she took us around to every weird building you have seen, you could imagine, to try to do that. So my thanks to her as well. Next up for us here is the hood. The hood is the biggest piece of equipment, the biggest single piece of equipment we have here. Well, we're going to take you on tours later if you want to look around. You're going to see the furnaces are here, the annealers are here, we've got stuff everywhere, but the hood isn't here yet. It's huge. It takes massive amounts to get it moved, but it is in two pieces in the old building. It is being moved in and installed on Monday, which is incredibly exciting for us because that's what we really need to get this going. So we are absolutely celebrating today. Absolutely. This has been a long road. We, I think, first visited this building back in November. And it was right around the time when we said, nope, you know, the plan we thought we had isn't going to work. We got to figure out something else. And this was, I think, the third building I walked through after we decided that we weren't going to be able to make it work. And it took me about 5 minutes to know that this was perfect. We're off the beaten path. We're not hearing the motorcycles all the time. Tommy's Diner is right there. Josie's Pizza is right there. Grandma's Pizza is right there. The food is magnificent, people. So we are really excited about that, all of these things. But the one thing that we are still going to really be dealing with is we are still doing a huge amount of fundraising and financing to make this happen. We, of course, have gotten wonderful support, as we always do, from the Greater Columbus Arts Council, the Ohio Arts Council, and the Columbus Foundation. They're our largest operating support grantees, so we absolutely thank them too, but there's a lot we've also had to do. The short answer is this. In 2014, Glass Access had to move from a location in Grandview, and they moved to the building here in Franklinton. When they did that, they did it in a very short amount of time. They had one of the original members who was I don't want to say loaded, that seems rude, but he was well off that he could help, and he could make a very generous loan with very good rates to us at the time. And then they did get some additional funding, but when they did that in 2014, they did that with about $675,000. Right now, I'm doing that with less than half of that, and it's 10 years later. So, not to say I'm panicked, not to say any of that, but we still need help. So if you are able to make donations in any of the ways, you are doing that. To our Working Glass members, who are wonderful longtime supporters, we are announcing a new program this evening. And this is, we are doing a lifetime membership. It is going to be, it is a one-time payment of $2,000. And you do that, you never need to deal with memberships again. There's a discount when you rent holes. Considering doing something like that now would be wonderfully helpful to us. It would kind of give us some of the momentum we need and also help yourselves along the way. So please consider that. You'll see lots more about that in those member updates when those come along. One of the other things that we are really working to do here is working as much as we can with the city of Columbus. It's time for them to really embrace the idea that you have to protect somewhere in the city for the arts. And I think Franklinton is the place to do it. So we really want to get more involved with that. Otherwise, arts organizations are just going to keep having to do this. We've had to do this every 10 years. Glass Access was founded in 1987, and this is the fourth move in that time. When we kind of sit and imagine where we would be if we hadn't had to move so often, it's a pretty different picture that would have been painted. So if you're able to join us, we will be communicating with those work as well, because artists need a place, and we love it here in Columbus, and Franklinton really is a fantastic fit for all of us. So if you could support that we would appreciate that. Now, with that, I think that's been enough of the celebrating, the what's coming next. But what I would really like to do is the official stuff, and this is going to be the fun stuff. If you were able to bring a glass out with you, if you have anything, if you will join me We would just like to do, apparently I'm not allowed to throw a bottle against a building anymore. It's frowned upon. So we'll just, drink it in glasses. So if you will all join me in a quick toast to the future of the Columbus Glass Art Center. Thanks, Snoop. Thanks, Snoop. This is Snoop's champagne. We decided he's our national mascot now. So yeah. So, with that, we are going to do our official ribbon cutting. When I said, hey, we're going to do a ribbon cutting at the building, I had people step up and say, I have giant scissors. And I said, whoa, I never realized that was a bucket list thing. So you're all joining me on one of my bucket list things, which I didn't know was, but I definitely is. So I'm pretty excited about this. But once again, I am going to ask for my friend Trent here to help us. He brought scissors and he has ribbon. It's not really welcoming us to Franklinton this time. We've been here just in a new location, but we're excited to be where we are. So we are going to do that. I am going to ask my current board president, that is Ken Donchats over there. He's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. He brought cigars. If we want to smoke cigars later, we can. And I'm going to ask him to step up, and we are going to do our ceremonial ribbon cutting, and then we are going to welcome you all inside. Joseph Cavallari, who is our incredible artist who has been teaching a class here all week, is going to be doing a demo of some of his stained glass work. It's going to be in our new Fused and Stained Glass studio room. So we're excited for you to see that. But we'll also kind of be stationed, my staff members here, will be stationed around the building. We are happy to help show you where things are going to be, kind of see the vision with us. If you are interested in purchasing anything tonight, you are absolutely welcome to do that, and you can take it with you tonight. So you are welcome to do that. We are also going to have a little treat for you inside. We do have stickers with our new branding on it. So everyone gets to pick. We got a couple different colors, and then if you're interested in the really cool holographic ones we have, hand over $3. And we have those as well. So we're going to do our ribbon cutting now, and I'm going to go over this way. Trent has the ribbon. Yeah, please, absolutely.
So I just wanted to say something real quick. It's been an absolute pleasure working with you ever since the day you got here, Melody.
Yes.
And when I knew that you were going to have to move out of that building, it was my biggest concern of how to keep you here. And so for you to be here is really just fantastic. And you're not only close to Tommy's Diner, which is a great thing, but more importantly, you're west of 315 and north of Broad Street. And we always talked about from day one, bringing all of the momentum from East Franklinton art scene and let it flow this way. And you have just put a major stake in the ground to make that really true into the future. So thank you for that, and thank you for your tenacity for wanting to be here. So with that,
Yeah. Oh, we gotta come on this side. I can
run
do
it
it.
across here.
Oh, no, you should be on this side to take photos.
Oh,
Thank you, Alex.
I've done lots of ribbon cutting.
So these are not as large as you might have been expecting, but they are very real.
They are real,
Very
and I
real
have
scissors.
we have scissors. Ken is gonna do the other one. We are gonna cut this. We're cutting it, man. I think, right? We're allowed to cut it, right?
We're gonna cut it in 3, 2, 1, go.
So, once again, thank you everyone for being here tonight. Put that date on your calendar in October. We're gonna have a big party, and we're gonna have fun. And everything's gonna be up and running, and it's gonna be hot, but not that hot because it's October, so that'll be exciting.
And we have air conditioning.
And we have air conditioning. What? We have air conditioning, people. This is big. Yes, we did. Franklin Board of Trade met there. I think it was last June or July on one of those like 97-degree days, and the furnaces were on, so it was like 110 in there. We just sweated. It's fine. But truly, please wander our building, see it, have a wonderful time tonight. Please stick around to see Joseph's art demonstration. We'll do that as well. When we walk in, I'm going to kind of let him lead the way to head back there so he can kind of get placed. But as you go in, you're going to walk in and head to the left down the hallway. If you want, you're also welcome to go back in the gallery. But we'll be here if you have questions. Would love